two of the most sobering injuries of the 2020 season came to two of the youngest stars in the game.
I didn't like the way he fell. He's holding his right leg.
It just sucks to lose Dak, our leader.
Dak Prescott suffered a compound fracture and dislocation of his right ankle that was hard to watch.
Joe Burrow is down, and he was in serious pain at the end of that play.
Joe Burrow tore his ACL and MCL on a play that was equally difficult to watch and resulted in reconstructive knee surgery. But now both quarterbacks are progressing well in their respective rehabs and on track to be ready for their team's regular season openers. Dallas at Tampa Bay on September 9th, and the Bengals hosting the Vikings on September 12th. And if Prescott is back as expected, and Burrow is back as expected, then the Cowboys and Bengals both will be back in position to contend for a spot in the postseason.
All right, we'll start here with you, Jeff. Both quarterbacks have said they're on track to be ready for week one. Is that what you're hearing?
So, I lost IFB, Field. So go ahead and
Hopefully
go to
you can hear me
Sorry,
this time,
guys.
Mina. Well, Mina, we're going to talk about Dak Prescott and also Joe Burrow in terms of the health in just a minute when Jeff gets his IFB back up. Let's talk about Dak on the field as well for right now. Have the Cowboys done enough to help Dak, which sounds like sort of an odd question to ask given how many points they were scoring when he played last year, but have they?
Yeah. Well, you know, Phil, it's an odd question with an odd answer because normally when we talk about teams helping their quarterbacks, we talk about the offense. Did they get skill players? Did they bolster the offensive line? Dallas didn't do any of that because they didn't have to. They already have a stacked offense. Their offensive line is a little bit thin behind the starters, but aside from that, Dak didn't need more wide receivers or, tight ends. I actually think their tight ends are really underrated. What he needed was a competent defense, and that's why Dallas spent their first 6 draft picks on the defense, bolstering the pass rush. Obviously, they spent their first pick on Micah Parsons there. I still have questions about this unit, in particular the secondary. I think a lot of it is going to come down to whether Dan Quinn, their new defensive coordinator, can fix some of the issues schematically we saw last season. But to me, that's the key for Dak Prescott. Not putting him in bad field position, not forcing him to play from behind, complementary football.
Mina is exactly right. I know so often we look at helping quarterbacks by let's get them all this weapons. Well, what weapons do you want to get Dak Prescott? Do you know how Jerry Jones actually helped Dak Prescott? He fought himself. He wasn't on his yacht thinking to himself, I need to jump up and get Kyle Pitts because I want to score more points. He went defense. He got the best defensive player in the draft in Micah Parsons. He also replaced Mike Nolan as the defensive coordinator with Dan Quinn, with superstar young secondary coach Joe Witt. Now you add Kelvin Joseph to the outside, Keanu Neal, KZ in the back end. And so now you have these veteran players to mix with some of these new young guys and edge rushers who get to play the way that they're supposed to and be exactly what we thought they would last year. I think this defense is much improved. And if Dak Prescott comes back in the way that we expect him to, in the way that he told me yesterday on a Zoom call with the NFLPA, if he's ready and if he's firing on all cylinders, this offense will be great. And if the defense can come in and do their part, this could be a team that wins the NFC East.
Of course, a big part of the Cowboys is the health of Dak Prescott. We believe that we have Jeff Darlington back. So, Jeff, both quarterbacks, Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow, have said they're on track for week one. Is that what you are also hearing yourself?
It is. By the way, Field, it's very awkward to know someone is talking to you on live TV and not be able to hear them. So sorry about that. Dak Prescott, though, much better off than me. He is full go. He is ready to roll. He has made that very clear. A severe ankle injury that he sustained last year, but he really truly believes that he is as close to 100% as he can expect to be. Now, he is already participating in OTAs with the Cowboys, does anticipate full go by training camp. So, it's been a pretty incredible offseason for Dak Prescott, but he believes that he will be the guy that he deserves, the guy that got paid. He thinks he can live up to those expectations, certainly through the health.
He certainly did get paid, that much is for sure. Let's go to the other quarterback we've been discussing here, Ryan. I'll start with you on Joe Burrow. Did the Bengals do enough for Burrow this offseason?
No. And I know it's going to sound crazy because we've now reunited 2 Tigers and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and now they're just in some different stripes of some other type of jungle cat in the Bengal, but it's not what we wanted. right? It's not what we needed. When the last picture you have of your superstar young quarterback is him getting carted off the field at FedEx Stadium, that's not what you want to see. So conventional minds and minds that think long-term say, let's protect him. At number 5 in this draft was Penei Sewell. Obviously the best offensive lineman in the draft, a tackle that you plug and plays the day he walks into your building and you pass on him. And don't get me wrong, I think Jamar Chase is a star. I think Jamar Chase is going to be a guy who is highly productive. But if all you can do is run short routes, if all you can do is try to play pitch and catch and get yards at the catch, you're in trouble. I wish they would have protected Joe Burrow instead of looking to get him another weapon when you were able to get T. Higgins in the second round. Obviously, Tyler Boyd, who's now your number 1, was also a second-round draft pick.
Yeah, it's going to be the draft pick that could define 2 franchises going forward. That, of course, being Jamar Chase and Penei Sewell going 5 and 7, respectively. Time now for some quick reads involving non-quarterbacks who are also returning from injuries this year and a look at their potential impact. Mina, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so you asked about the Bills contending and what they need. Cleveland simply needs Odell Beckham Jr. to be Odell Beckham Jr., and that goes beyond health for him. There's been a lot of talk about the chemistry between him and Baker Mayfield. They've been on and off the field together. That's what I want to see early on in this Brown season. Does OBJ look like himself? And what does he look like with Baker?
RC, I think we may have lost Jeff one more time, so now to you.
And you look at, listen, you look at that Nick Bosa. I'm looking for the guy to come out swinging the flag and hollering, Baker. Y'all remember that? This dude was an absolute monster as a rookie. He was the linchpin of that front line of the San Francisco 49ers and could have been the Super Bowl MVP if Patrick Mahomes doesn't throw a 7 route off of his back foot. I want to see what type of impact he has early, and does his individual impact the team in the way it did his rookie season.
Look, Saquon Barkley last year, maybe the only thing that came good from him last year was the fact that his injury happened so early in week 2, because he does feel like he is able to get over the hump of this knee injury and be back ready to start for this season. He's a young guy, believes that youth will be on his side when it comes to recovery from this injury, and thinks that he can have the best season yet, one that we saw from him, certainly his rookie year with the Giants.
Yeah, he was spectacular as a rookie. The Giants could use that after a strong finish to last year. So coming up on NFL Live, we've got so much more to talk about with OTAs unfolding this past week. We take a look around the league at some of the rookie quarterbacks locked into position battles already. Hear which quarterback could start right away. Alabama, 15th overall. The team may not necessarily need Jones right away if Newton has a strong training camp, but it hasn't taken long for the record-setting Alabama quarterback to make a strong early mark.
Mike's doing a great job. I mean, he's, obviously new. I'm new. So, I mean, we're just all going through it together. I mean, him being even new to the whole atmosphere of this next level.
He has a swag to him that I didn't know that he had at first. He's out there. He's out there confident, and that's what you need in a quarterback.
Cam's been here at the beginning and has been a consistent participant. Continues to give us the usual leadership and energy that he brings. Cam's very professional, and I'm sure that he'll